Hi, my name is Dr. Melissa Gratias. I help overworked and overwhelmed people and transform them into folks who feel focused, balanced, and successful. Today I am talking to you in this video about how to reduce the number of work hours you have in an average week. And I'll start out by reading you a testimonial because the proof is in the pudding with clients. So here we go. Melissa was the best thing to happen to me in my professional career. Awesome. When I started working with Melissa, I was working 75 hours a week. Oh, now I am down to 50, and I get more done in those 50 hours than I ever did in 75. I can go home at the end of the day with a sense of peace, knowing exactly what I accomplished that day and what I plan to accomplish the next day. No more panic attacks, blah, 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 no longer take my work home, blah, blah, blah. Quit dreaming about work, and Melissa is kind, patient, and above all, a real person, blah, blah, blah. Thank you, Melissa. So that is this lovely testimonial that this person gave me, but the thing to remember is that she reduced her work hours from 75, and it was very consistently 75-hour work weeks, down to 50, and she's even getting more done in less hours. So how do you reduce your work hours? There are a couple of things that you need to do at work and a couple of things that you need to do at home to reduce your work hours. And let's start with the work stuff. The first thing you need to do at work is to set boundaries. Set boundaries. If there are no boundaries, then there's really no impetus for you to stop. So one of the early questions I ask a new coaching client is I said, okay, when do you actually start and end work in the day, and then start and end, and start and end? And what is your goal? What is your goal start time and your goal end time? If we don't have a mountaintop in the distance for which we are striving, then it's hard to know when we get there. So set boundaries. If you don't do that, I can guarantee your employer and your clients are not going to do it on your behalf. So you have to set your own boundaries. So the first thing you do at work is set boundaries. The second thing you do is follow a closing ritual. And I guess harped on about this in other videos and blog posts. I think I even did a Fred Flintstone Yabba Dabba Doo impression at one point. But a closing ritual is the last 15 minutes of the workday where you wrap things up. You update your to-do list, you look at your calendar for the next day, you give yourself a sense of closure and completeness to your workday rather than leaving it with dangling threads that never quite feel done. So the first two things to do at work are to set boundaries and to have a closing ritual. But then you get home and you've got to keep yourself from re-engaging with work, right? Because it's, especially with mobile devices, it's so easy to re-engage with work. So the first recommendation with that mobile device that I have for you is you got to charge the thing. But where you charge it can help you out with staying away from it. I don't recommend having your charging station be on any surface that is near something comfortable to sit or lay on. Which means if you charge it on your desk, then your desk chair is just right there. And so you could sit in your desk chair, and while it charges you can look at email. If you charge it in your bedroom, then you're lying in bed swiping through your email, which is just about the most ridiculous thing to do at the end of the day. Let's remind ourselves how very much we didn't get done right before we need to go to sleep. Sweet dreams. So charge your phone on a counter or on some high shelf that's not comfortable for you to access while it's charging. So that's the first thing I recommend. Second thing is I hear so many of my clients saying, well, I need to have my phone by my bed because I use it for my alarm clock and my white noise machine and all that kind of stuff. Fine. But have a bedroom phone rather than using your primary phone in your bedroom. I mean, think about it, folks. We trade in our phones every 2 to 3 years, generally, right? Instead of mailing back the old phone to Apple or whoever and getting your $24.53 for it, just wipe out, don't have it access cellular data. wipe out the access to your email and your calendar on it. Just delete all the access to those accounts and use it as a bedroom phone that you can keep plugged beside your bed. You can use it for its clock function. You can use it for the white noise, music, whatever. But it's kind of a dead device that doesn't access anything that would be work related. Does that make sense? So at home, you're trying to put barriers between you and re-engaging with work on your phone. But the most important thing to maintain less work hours during the week is to have, trust me on this, a centralized, comprehensive task list. I see clients throwing more and more hours at their jobs simply because they're forgetting to do things and they don't have a centralized, comprehensive task list. And if you don't believe me, here's the last testimonial I'll read you. Working with Melissa was fantastic, awesome. She helped me organize and plan a way to effectively get things done in my very busy teaching and dormitory and coaching schedule. Here's the kicker. With this help, I could actually turn work off for a while and enjoy my family, all the while knowing I wasn't forgetting anything. That's the whole to-do list thing. And he says, I couldn't recommend her more highly. Great. So the centralized comprehensive task list or to-do list, I went over that in one of my ebooks in the Crazy Productive series, is so critical to even that first client who said she was now getting more done in 50 hours than she ever did in 75. That was because of her centralized task management tool that we worked out together. So let me leave you with this, folks. The number of hours you work per week is within your control. Some weeks are going to be bad, some seasons are going to be busy, and that's to be expected, especially in some industries. But you do have control over the number of hours you work per week. You do not have to be a victim to your circumstances. Start by setting some boundaries and some closing rituals, and then set some boundaries between you and your work devices when you get home. Again, this is Dr. Melissa Gratias. If you like my videos and my blogs, you will love working with me. So please reach out. I'm sure there's a link somewhere around this video screen where you can get in touch with me on my website or via email. The initial consultation by phone, there's no cost to you for that, because we both have to find out if we want to work together. So there's no risk, no cost. Reach out to me and say, all right, Melissa, I'm ready, let's talk. Have a great day.